Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Eastern Front. This is Iron Stitch, and today we're looking at Nexus Ops. This game is very high on my list, one of my favorites. Probably it is my favorite outside of Axis and Allies, which again, Axis and Allies is my favorite game. In my gaming groups, that's my favorite game. That's everyone's favorite game. That's what brought us all together, and we've since sort of branched out doing other games. The reason I purchased Nexus Ops probably in about 2018, maybe 19, but quite a few years ago, was because I heard that it's very much like Axis and Allies, but it's quicker and but just as much fun and similar. So I picked it up and I had it on my shelf of shame for probably quite a while. I don't remember exactly how long, but one of my gaming friends in my Toronto, my local gaming group here, has the first edition, and he taught me how to play it, which was really awesome. Loved the game from the get go. Now his first edition is a little bit different. He has, I guess the pieces are glow in the dark, so they're more of a neon color. Here the pieces are very colorful. I put out red today, and over here I have the yellow. And I've kind of done that on purpose. A lot of people will put their pieces kind of in order, and so it's easier for them to find the piece they want, and they can see what they have left and so on. Other people will leave their pieces in a big pile like the yellow over there, and they have to root through there. They're not sure what they have left. In this game here, as you use up your pieces, that's all you have. Now, if they get destroyed, they come back over here. I can purchase new units again and use those pieces. But if for whatever reason, in this small board here, if I had all my pieces out in that board, when it comes time for the deployment phase, which includes purchasing new units, I would not be able to buy any more units because I'm out. Or in particular, if I use up, I have 6 Striders here. These ones here that look like spiders, they're called Rock Striders. And if I used all 6 of those, and I wanted more, I could not buy more until one gets destroyed in gameplay. Anyways, I think some of the rules are a little bit different in the first edition as well. And also in the middle of the board, there's a centerpiece that's called the monolith. And there's certain advantages to being inside there. You get to draw some 2 energy cards, which give you certain powers during battles and stuff like that, which is very helpful. And people will fight over the middle of the board. It's one of those boards you kind of work your way to the middle and fight over that. Now, in first edition, my buddy has a little cardboard monolith that goes in there, but that doesn't come with second edition. So what I did is I had a person that I met very recently print me a 3D copy of a monolith. This doesn't, I don't know if it looks anything like the cardboard one, but I was trying to find something that looked like a castle or a turret of a castle to go there. And then this person had this. In the pictures, it looked a lot more like bricks there kind of thing. But anyways, pretty cool design. And this is supposed to be set in space. Like it's humans, which are the smallest pieces here, are working with all these other creatures. Fungoids, these ones here look like they have football shoulder pads on. Crystallines that look like hunchback, but kind of rocky looking. We saw the rock striders already. We have these lava leapers and rubium dragons. There is another way to play the game. If you flip this card over, which has all the names there of the pieces, if you flip it over, it has different names. So instead of a human, it's a clone, Shardian, Sporling, Boulder Blitzer, Magma Diver, and Monolith Worm. So if you do it that way, the rules are a little bit different. And my brother from my hometown gaming group, who also loves this game, he prefers playing the other side, but I like playing this side here. To me, it's better. So anyways, in this game, I was taught how to play it in Toronto. Most of the people in my Toronto group here don't really enjoy the game. There are a couple of people that do, so it does get played here in Toronto when I'm home, but usually it's my hometown group that we play this game a lot. My brother likes it, my nephew likes it, one of our best friends from high school that we've played Axis and Allies with since the 90s likes it. And there's other people anyways as well that like it, so it gets played a lot. So the idea of the game is you start off with rubium, which comes in little cardboard shits, but I actually, again, had a person who 3D printed these for me, which I'm not sure it's focusing there. I'm going to set it down maybe. And these pieces are beautiful. So if you've ever played the game and you see the cardboard pieces, to me, these look a little bit like the rubium on those cardboard pieces, but they're 3D. They are plastic because they were 3D printed, but they're They're just beautiful, and I just recently picked those up when I got this monolith. So the starting player starts with 8, so this big one here is worth 5, and these smaller ones are worth 1 rubium each, so I have 8 rubium to start. So what I might do is an example, I might buy 4 humans to put on the board. So during my deployment phase, I spend my rubium. As the first player, I get 8. The second player gets 11. And then, and so on. If you have a 4-player game, each player after the first player gets plus 3 more rubium to start the game. So I might purchase, spend my 8 rubium, purchase 4 humans, and they can be built at any of these refineries here. So I might place them something like this, or I might put 2 on this side. Doesn't really matter as much, but what's going to happen next is that's my deployment phase, is purchasing units and placing them. Then we do movement. So I might move this guy out here. I might not move these other 3 because in order to use these refineries and gain the 2 rubium, 3 rubium, and 2 more, which total is 7, I have to have someone there mining to produce the rubium. So as I come out here now, I have one character that can flip over this tile when I move to the next one, which is exploration. I can flip over this tile and see what's there. So in this case, it's 2 energy cards. So I'd come over here and draw 2 of these cards. Give a quick look at them. So the one here is scattered rubium. It means I can collect 3 rubium, or I can collect 2 rubium for each of my controlled hexes that does not contain a refinery. So right now I'd be better off collecting the 3 rubium at the moment, but later in the game it might be better to do the other way. And then critical objective, this is a battle one. The scattered rubium happens during deployment, so I wouldn't be able to use it now because I'm past my deployment phase. But critical objective, I play this after a battle ends in that hex and it's still contested, another battle occurs. So those who play X and Allies, if you do the 1914 version, if you have a battle and it's not resolved after 1 round, it sits contested until, well, maybe the opponent attacks back. You continue the attack on your next turn. There's only 1 round of combat each turn. Same thing in this game here, which is interesting. So anyways, now I would take this tile off the board because I've got my cards. Now I would keep these cards upside down, and they would be private to me. I wouldn't read them out loud normally. Now, the other thing I could do, though, maybe I decide to move this guy over here instead. Let's just see what this tile is, just out of curiosity. It's a Rock Strider. So in that case, I would come to my supply here, grab a Rock Strider, and I'd put him on the board, and then this piece would get removed from the game because it's not necessary anymore. Now, that's great for me now because that's the Rock Striders cost 6 rubium, and I'll be collecting about 7 rubium, so I could get one, but that'd be all I'd be able to do, so that would be great for me. I'm going to take him back off the board for now, put this one back, and just say I started off with 2 pieces over here. Now I would move, maybe I'd do that and flip this one over during my exploration phase, and it's a refinery. Just so happens, I randomly put these out there, just so happens that this was set up this way, which is great. So now at the end of my turn, I'd actually be getting 9 rubium. So 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 2 is 7, plus 2 more is 9. Now, I have to keep that human there or another creature. Also, the rubium dragons, the lava leapers, and the rock striders do not mine. They are your best pieces, but they don't mine. So if you leave them there by themselves, you won't get the rubium for that factory. It's got to be either refinery. I mean, it's got to either be a human, a fungoid, or a crystalline on a refinery to mine. And of course, over here, I'm just going to flip this over now to curiosity. If it's a refinery, which it is, a human can't mine that because humans cannot go into the lava, which that piece is. So it'd have to be a fungoid or a crystalline that goes in there to do that. Same thing here. This is a rock hex. This is a what's called a liquifungus forest. Liquifungus forest. I said it right that time. And then these blue ones, a better view right here goes my refinery. These blue ones are crystal spires. So the crystalline have extra powers when they're in there. The fungoids have extra power when they're in the liquifungus forest. And then vice versa, when they're in the other one, the opposite one, they have less fighting power. So that's the different train types. Also with those single refineries, they have something else. This one actually would get an energy card with it. I would get an energy card plus the use of the refinery kind of thing. Other ones, I'll just flip a couple more over here randomly to see what we get. Another Rock Strider. Rock Strider would be great if I was in that side. So this one here, it's giving me a refinery that produces 1 rubium per turn, plus it gives me a fungoid. So the refineries with 1 give you something else that goes with it, which is pretty cool. Basically, that would be my turn, though, like whichever one I decide to do, because the humans only move 1 space at a time. And then I would collect my rubium, which in this case, if I did this, would be 9. So I'd keep my 8 there, and I'd grab 1 more rubium from the supply to make 9. Then it would be the other player's turn. So in this case, I've set it up as a 2-player game. The yellow player would have 11 rubium, and they might get a rock strider and 2 humans and save 1 rubium, or they might get a rock strider, a fungoid, or a crystalline for 3 and a human to spend all their money. It's possible either way. And they'd move out and do some exploration as well. They could also buy 5 humans and do the same thing I did, but move 2 things out to get 2 exploration done, because you want to try to get most of this stuff explored before someone else does, because once those tiles are flipped over, they're either a refinery that stays on the board that can be taken from you, the refinery stays in the same spot, but someone can take over that hex and mine it, or if it's a rock strider or the energy cards like these here, those tiles get moved from the board. So eventually there's nothing else to explore on the board. Once we get going and we start to meet each other out there, a couple things can happen. Someone can enter the monolith right here. But again, only things can enter a monolith are a rock strider. He can go into the monolith. A lava leaper can go inside the monolith. And a rubium dragon can go inside the monolith. But humans, these characters here, fungoids, these ones, and crystallines, these ones here, they cannot go inside the monolith. So when there's a battle inside the monolith, it's usually an expensive battle because the 3 biggest pieces and the most expensive pieces are the only ones that are able to go in there. But again, if this was my end of my turn right now somehow, I would be able to draw 2 energized cards, because I'm inside the monolith. Or what I could do instead is I could draw one of these King of the Hill cards, and that gives me a victory point because I'm in the monolith. Early in the game, it's better off to take the energy cards. Late in the game, it's better off to get those King of the Hills. When you have a battle, if you win, you get a battle victory card, this thing here. And the other side of that is the King of the Hill. So I put them in 2 piles over here, but they really are the same card, just front and back. Now, when you're having battles, if you lose the battle, you get to draw an energy card, which helps balance the game that you lost battles or whatever. You're gaining those cards would help you win other battles in the future. So that's pretty cool. And when battle does happen, this is where it's somewhat different than Axe and Allies. It actually starts with the rubium dragons. So any rubium dragons you have roll their dice, and they hit it a 2+. And they have a special power as well, which is called Dragon's Breath. They can blow Dragon's Fire on adjacent hexes, and they do that during the movement phase. And then, of course, they can't attack or anything like that the turn if they do that. So they have been a controlled hex during the movement phase, which means they're not attacking anyone else. That's pretty cool. So they roll, and whatever they hit is removed from the board. And it does not return fire unless it's another rubium dragon. Then, of course, all rubium dragons get to roll essentially at the same time. Then you'd have any lava leapers roll. Same thing. Casualties are removed from the board and don't fire back unless they are a lava leaper. Rock striders, crystalline, fungoids, and humans. Usually by the time you get down to humans, they're already wiped out because they're your cannon fodder. They're usually gone. But if they were still around, they would get to roll. That's the order that things go in there. So if I attacked with, I'm not sure how many humans I have here. I've got 4 on the board plus 8, 9, 10. It looks like I have 12 humans. If I attacked with 12 humans against 2 rubium dragons, the 2 rubium dragons would roll first and perhaps even kill 2 of my humans before I even get to roll. Then I'd roll 10 dice at 6+. Maybe I miss it'd be 8 dice because I have 12, so it'd be 10. Maybe I miss everything. He rolls again, hits 2 more. I roll 8 dice. Maybe I get lucky and hit, who knows. But 10 humans could lose against the rubium dragons, especially if you had 2 rubium dragons, 2 lava leapers, and 2 striders. The 12 humans aren't going to do very well against that because they're going to lose probably 4 or 5 before they even get to start their turn. Anyways, at the end of each turn, you draw one of these cards here. And these are special missions. Secret missions, I should say. So this one here, Rock and Roll, started battle on the rock plains with only rock striders or boulder blitzers, or planted side. On your, only rock striders on my side of the battle. So that's a pretty easy one. I don't even have to win the battle. So it could be a massive giant force here in the rock plains, and I send a rock strider in there, and win or lose, I've met that objective. I'd get that victory point, and then what I would do is I'd leave that card here like that. If I win the battle, I would also take one of these battle victory points, and that would give me 2 points. And then the other player would get a energized card for losing the battle. Um, what we do too, it's a house rule, but we actually start off with energy cards, 2 energized cards each. And that's just more for gameplay, making it more fun to have some. There's some games where it's a little bit hard to get these things. So we do that just for fun. You start off with 2 of them regardless. So that's, again, a house rule. There is some kind of rule as well. Some of these cards have red symbols and some have blue. And I think there's something about you can only play 1 red per turn, and maybe you can play as many blues per turn as you want, or something like that. Maybe it's vice versa. I don't recall that rule at the moment, but that was something where my brother saw that in a video when we were first learning how to play the game, and we were doing it the way we were doing it. But then he saw a video that had that information on there, so I have to remind myself what that is so we do it properly. We do have a little cheat sheet here as well. I did buy this game using the cheat sheet came with it there, which is awesome. I've sleeved all the cards for this game, which is something I enjoy doing. Keeps them in better condition for longer. And as I said, the monolith here is custom made. I had this custom made rubium. Here's a closer up version of these ones here, just gorgeous, those there. The game comes with 6 dice, which is probably all you really need. But I have these dice here. They're not custom dice, but I bought them from 401 Games here in Vaughan. And their yellow dice look like they're kind of bloodstained. So I originally got them for Axe and Allies, but I do have custom dice for Axe and Allies, so I don't really use them for that. And then this game being similar, once I started playing it, these dice now are kept inside the Nexus Ops box, so I always have them. Little BGG dice bag to keep those in. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This is a fantastic game. So if you're ever thinking you like Axe and Allies, you're thinking that you want something else that's just got a different flavor to it, that's a lot of fun, I do highly recommend Nexus Ops. And I don't know if I said this at the start, but I know I learned it from I learned about the game from a video that I watched, and then a friend of mine in Toronto here has the game, taught us how to play. Most people in our Toronto group do not like the game, so it doesn't hit the table a lot here, although it does. But my hometown gaming group, when I go back to visit my family and so on, this game is well loved there. So it gets a lot of play time, and that's one of the reasons why I do invest some money into these customizations for this particular game. But again, this is probably my favorite game outside of Axe and Allies. Some smaller, quicker games might get played a bit more, but this is my favorite game to play outside of Axe and Allies. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Take care.